I am Sri Lakshmi, working as Assistant Professor in CSE Department in Gokraj Rangaraj Institute of Engineering and Technology. In this video, I am going to explain about active databases in database management systems. Normally, we are using the databases like student database, employee database. All these databases are passive database, which means the commands are executed by the database as and when that are requested by the user or application programs only. Whenever I write select star from EMP only, the data in the database is executed. It has passive update principle, that is the client controls DBMS updates. However, in some situations, this is not effective. For example, I can say, suppose in the bank database, whenever I try to withdraw, whenever I try to do some transaction out of the office hours, if I do some transaction, immediately on the top of the website, a scrolling comes, like your transaction is scheduled, your transaction is scheduled for the next day. Some type of display is coming in the status bar. So this type of activity is active database, not passive database operation, because whenever the user tries to do some operation, immediately a message is triggered. A message is triggered. So this type of triggering is called active databases. We don't write any operation in the like select statement, insert statement. We are not writing any operation, but with the concept of trigger, we are making them into active databases. So far we are working only on passive databases. This is how we work from now onwards towards active databases. Here I am showing passive transaction model. It is simply like, suppose 25 copies of Navate book is sold. Less than 5 copies in the stock. Then order for 100 more copies. All these are only passive transaction. Immediately, if the stock is very less, then some activity should be done automatically by the system only. The user has no intervention into it. So the problem with the traditional database system, even we can see in the railway database example also, where the data is stored about trains, timetables, seats, fares and on. So in some situations, during the public holidays, sometimes it is very much beneficial to add additional number of coaches to specific trains if the number of spare seats a month in advance is below a threshold value. So this type of situation, how can we deal with in the passive databases? So for this problem, the solution is add an additional monitoring functionality to all the booking programs so that the preceding situation is checked each time a seat is sold. Whenever a seat is sold, then immediately there should be a monitoring mechanism to check whether more number of seats are available or not. Like as I told in the bank example, whenever I try to initiate some transaction, immediately there is a message showing that these are not the office hours. That type of trigger is initiated. So there are also some other mechanisms here like polling mechanism that periodically checks the number of seats that are available. The difficulty in this approach is automatically the polling frequency should be appropriate. If it is too high, cost is more. If it is very low, then the reaction also will be very low. So some real world problems for passive update principles are inventory control, travel waiting list, stock market. For all these type of situations, we need to use active databases only. So active databases support the applications by moving the reactive behavior into the DBMS. They are able to monitor and react to specific circumstances. Active database systems must provide a knowledge model. So for all these things, we can say that the DBMS should provide regular DBMS primitives and definition of the application defined situations plus triggering of applications defined reactions. This is what I am explaining. Triggering. Automatically certain actions must be triggered by the database whenever a user initiates an action. That is the concept. So that is what? To react automatically to situations in the database. Active DBMSs embed the situation action rules in the database. Based on the situation, certain rules must be imposed on the database to perform certain action. Like integrity control, like I explained previously. So for the active databases, the previous example that is Navate books sold, here we can say on update of sales when quantity is less than 5, we can specify certain rules here. So that is called triggering of the actions. A trigger is a concept that is a technique for specifying certain type of active rules in the database. A database that has a set of associated triggers is called an active database. Normally, so far we worked only on passive databases, and when you incorporate triggers in the database, we make it into an active database. Trigger is something like a procedure which is automatically invoked by DBMS. So the various parts of the triggers are event, condition, action. An event is a change to the database that activates the trigger. So in my banking example, I try to initiate the transaction. So then it automatically activated the trigger. What is the trigger? The trigger is checking whether, that is, the trigger is checking the condition like, is it between 9 to 4 or between from morning 8 to evening 8, I initiated the transaction. That is the condition it is checking. So what is the action? Suppose if night 9 o'clock, if I try to transfer money to my relative, then immediately the trigger is activated and the action is like, you cannot transfer the money during this time. That is the procedure, that is the stored procedure that is executed. In this way, event, condition, action. These are the three principles that trigger works on. So there are two types of triggers, row trigger, statement trigger. We can apply any of these. Row trigger is fired each time the table is affected by the triggering statement. If a triggering statement it does not affect any rows, then a row trigger will not be executed. A statement trigger is fired once on behalf of the triggering statement regardless of the number of rows. Irrespective of the number of rows, a statement trigger is executed. So these are the different types. Based on our usage, we can use any of them. And another thing is, there are two types of actions we can apply. That is, before or after. Before trigger, execute the trigger action before the triggering statement, and after trigger will use after the triggering statement to complete before executing the trigger. So these two statements we can use whenever we require. So the triggers are actually included in SQL 1999, and they were not used in the earlier standards. So like Oracle, Sybase, DB2, all these databases companies, they have started incorporating triggers. So this is how the syntax of the trigger looks like. Create or replace trigger, trigger name. Like as I told, before or after we can use. Insert, update, delete for a particular column on the table name. For each row, this is a row trigger, declare declarations, begin and end. So whenever I try to do some bank transaction, immediately here the statements will be executed and fired. ECA model, like event, condition and action, that we have already discussed in the previous slide. What is an event? An event is something that happens at a point of time. That is, event here is insert, update and access. That is called the event. Condition. What is the condition? Once the triggering event has occurred, the condition may be evaluated. If the condition evaluates to be true, then the rule will be executed. If no condition is specified, then the action will be executed once the event occurs. Action. After the condition is executed, what is the action that is to be taken is specified in the action clause. The range of tasks that can be performed, that is what, if the rule condition is evaluated to true, then what are all the actions that can be taken? The actions can be some behavior invocation, inform the user or system administrator, abort a transaction, take some alternative course of action. In my banking example, the action is displaying the message on the scrolling bar. That is my action. So this is one example showing the trigger. Create or replace trigger. The name of the trigger is cascade updates. After update of department number on department, and for each row we are changing the old employee department number to new department number. Old department number to new department number for the employee. That is, whenever the department number changes, all the employee records for the department are automatically changed with the new departments. So this sometimes happens in the database, and it is automatically done using triggers. That is why they are called active databases. So this is how we are controlling the triggers: enable, disable for a table, and from the database you can drop the trigger like this. We can alter the trigger like this. So these are some of the syntaxes we can apply using triggers in SQL. Thank you. So with this I conclude triggers in active databases using triggers in SQL. Thank you.